Hello people from YouTube. As you can see, we're going to paint a samurai. That's right, a samurai. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult, but you don't worry. This is simplified, so you can try it and hopefully you can achieve it. So remember, we always start with a wet canvas with medium, and I spread a little bit of white in the middle part, okay? Some little touches of yellow. I'm using ochre yellow, but it's just a little bit of paint there. We don't want this to be a super yellowy paint. It's just only a touch on our lines, okay? And around this canvas, I'm spreading chromium oxide. That's the name of this green. Just spread it around, and as you can see there in the middle upper part, I landed like two lines of green. Two lines of green are standing out right there on the white. Those are important. Try to mark them. The color, it really doesn't matter because this is going to be black. But this is going to be helpful that we already set those lines there, okay? I'm softening these parts a little bit. A clean brush, maybe with a little bit of white, titanium white. We're trying to create this kind of misty feel. This is going to be kind of a, I don't know, kind of an underground, maybe in the base of a mountain, something like that. Okay, I'm picking just a little bit of a ivory black, and I'm gonna start to shape this kind of shrine, a Japanese shrine. Okay, because our theme is, of course, Japanese, samurai, and a shrine hidden in the middle of the woods. Okay, let's start to draw these pillars. This is going to be kind of hard too, because this has to be kind of a straight lines, but we can play with them a little bit. Don't remember, this is made of wood, so would have some little imperfections here and there. Okay. Remember, you don't have to have this exact shape of shrine. You can try to make your own, but you can follow this as a guideline, okay? I think we're going to need these pillars to be a little bit thicker. Okay, I'm gonna have a base here, holding this wood, this log. Okay, let's draw this black line here. Is going to help us to, you're going to see, to draw the attention to this part. We're going to work with that. I'm starting to add the black in the foreground. It's going to look cool. I know how it looks right now, but you don't worry. A little bit more black. Remember, you don't have to use a fan brush. You can use a regular brush or a flat brush to do this, okay? Very good. We're starting to build this kind of trees, this kind of foliage. This lower part is going to be I don't know, kind of a lake, kind of a pond. You're going to see it's going to look pretty cool, pretty misty, maybe a little bit scary. You're going to see, you're going to like it. Just keep pushing your paint. Remember, we start with some stains of paint that kind of won't make sense at the beginning, but they will. They will if we keep pushing them, okay? I'm kind of drawing a little bit of shadowy shapes. What I'm going to have there in the middle of the shrine it's going to be a stairway, okay? It's a stairway, but it has to look very blurry, with not a lot of color, only the indication. That's why I kind of erase them with white. That's our eraser here, our white, and I'm spreading a little bit of that white on this green area to give the indication that the light is coming through. But at the same time, it's not going to stay that way, okay? We're going to work these areas. Now with a flat brush, a smaller flat brush, I'm starting to paint this indication of the stairways. Just a little bit of green with maybe a little bit of white to control the intensity of the paint. We start marking the stairway, okay? Right now it doesn't make a lot of sense. You can see that, but it kind of pops a little bit too much, but we're going to work, you don't worry. Little by little, adding a little bit of more green. This part closer to us has to be more vibrant, but the part farther away is going to be hidden by the light, okay? Okay, little touches of more green. Remember to leave those spaces between kind of lines of trees. Those are going to help us to be the sensation of depth, that this is not just a solid wall of greens, okay? Keep adding details here and there, little by little. It's super easy. Retouch it, you don't worry, we are going to have more plants on this shrine. It's going to look cool, you don't worry. Because people get scared at this stage because the painting doesn't look the way they want, but you have to keep working it, okay? A little bit more black here, darkening this part. Yeah, it's starting to look better, don't you think? Little touches, indications. Remember, I have a little amount of paint on my brush. It's not super loaded. It's not super loaded. Be very careful with this dotting. Remember, this has to be thick paint. Thick paint, or it won't give us this texture, okay? This kind of leafy texture. We'll start to draw these shadows on the water. A little bit more of plants up here, some hanging from the corners. Very cool, very cool. A little bit more, little touches of black in this part of the stairway, the part that is closer to us. And remember, people, subscribe to the channel and give it a like. We're going to go back to normal speed at this stage, so it is kind of easier for you. Let's land a dot right here. That's going to be our guideline, and then a line across it, okay? This is going to be kind of as the hats, kind of those oriental hats. I don't know if they have a specific name, but you know what I'm talking about. And then I'm gonna draw this kind of S-shape curvy line. It can be a straight line if you want, but you don't have to do it that way, okay? Whatever works for you. By the way, this is super diluted paint with thinner, okay? With solvent. Yeah, you can see. Leave a dot there, which is the head. Remember, we're working with silhouettes. We're starting to work out the back. Remember, the samurai is going to the stairs, okay? Build it little by little, you don't worry. Start from the line that you traced as a guideline. That way is easier. We're gonna start to build the shoulders little by little, but first we have to establish kind of that very important, the hip area, because that's also going to give us the distance, kind of the distance where the elbows can bend, okay? The elbows always bend a little bit above the hips. And we are marking there this kind of slight corners that are coming from our shoulders. Super easy, don't you think? My paint is pure black, but it's mixing with the white that I have relayed there. Little happy accidents, because it's going to give us a little bit of a lighting and shadowing. And draw carefully. That sword is only a line, but be careful, it's only one trace, one fast trace. I'm just darkening this part a little bit more, and that's going to be all about our samurai. Just darken it a little bit more, okay? Just grab more paint and add it to the canvas, so it doesn't look like a like a ghost, pretty translucent, transparent, okay? Yeah, that's the idea of a samurai. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Remember, if you're having trouble with controlling your hand, you can hold it with your other hand to stabilize it, okay? From the wrist. It is okay. It is okay, you don't worry. There's a lot of tricks you can use if you don't have a very stiff hand to work this. Then people, let's work this area of the water a little bit more. We're going to see this is going to pop the painting all around. You're going to see how it changes. It's going to look super cool. Darkening these parts a little bit with the paint that I grabbed to the shadowing on the water. Okay, because our samurai needs to have the shadow there. A little bit of twigs and branches with my small round brush. Let's jump with a smaller brown brush on our finer brush. More twigs and branches, you don't worry. Work it as much as you like, okay? Just little touches here and there. Pretty cool. Yeah, a little bit towards our main character here. To make this painting one solid piece instead of a lot of small pieces working separately. Okay, a little bit more here. Maybe something darker here and here. Maybe big locks that we can see entirely. Some hangings here. Yeah, some kind of vines, I don't know. Plants hanging there. Very cool. Very cool. Little more touches over here. Yeah. Then this is pure white, a lot of paint. Remember, one stroke straight down, okay? A lot of paint, thick paint, and one stroke down. Only one stroke. We're working with those imperfections. Same brush, and I'm pulling, okay? I'm pulling just straight down. Straight down. I'm just softening this a little bit, but I want some of those stripes there, okay? Some of those super defined lines, I want there. Some of them. Be very careful with the softening because it's a lot of paint and you're going to move it around super easily. Be very careful. Remember, this is painting with air. Kind of shaping the mud parts here on the terrain. This is pure white that is mixing with the green and with the white, okay? Keep retouching these areas, but be very careful. And remember, we're going to use our instant water trick, which is going to be the palette knife, okay? Our lines with the palette knife. It already looks pretty cool. It's kind of melt those muddy areas from the earth into the water. Those muddy parts. Super easy painting. Remember, instant water these lines. And we are done, people. Probably I'm just going to show you Yeah, we can add a little bit more branches here with our palette knife. Super easy. Scrapping with the palette knife. Okay, I'm gonna stay here adding more of this. Hope you like it. Please subscribe and give it a like. See you on the next time.